Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're exploring how we connect with the world around us, maybe in ways we don't always notice.
Yeah, we've got a couple of interesting sources. One's about finding wonder in, the everyday stuff.
And the other introduces someone whose job is actually capturing unique moments.
Right. So our mission, let's say, is to kind of unpack this idea of the poetry of small things.
Exactly. And how we can appreciate these often overlooked moments, maybe even hold on to them somehow.
What's really interesting looking at them together is this idea that appreciation isn't just internal.
You mean it can be made real, externalized?
Yeah, or even preserved, captured.
Okay, I see. So the first source really spends time on this idea of finding beauty right there, in the ordinary.
It suggests there's this hidden poetry just woven through our daily lives.
And it gets specific, which I like.
Me too. It points to things like the way light flickers through leaves, little things.
Or the rhythm of your own footsteps on a quiet street.
Yeah, or even just how laughter kind of lingers in a room after everyone's stopped. It's not the big dramatic stuff.
No, it's subtle, sensory things. Things we probably filter out most of the time, right?
Totally. We don't register them.
So the source asks, well, why should we tune in? What's the point?
And it argues that consciously noticing these small things helps us reconnect.
Reconnect with what?
Well, with a sense of wonder, for one, and gratitude, maybe, just for things being there.
Gratitude. I like that.
And ultimately, maybe even find a bit more meaning. It's about deliberately pausing.
Choosing to be present in that moment.
Exactly. And finding richness where maybe you just expect, well, nothing much. Monotony.
Okay, so that makes sense. These moments have this quiet beauty, this meaning, but the challenge is they're fast, they're fleeting.
Gone in an instant, yeah. So how do you hold on to something like that, something so ephemeral?
Which is a perfect lead-in, actually, to our second source.
Right. This source introduces us to Somkiat Saelek. He's a professional photographer and videographer.
Based in London, Ontario, and the areas around there.
And the source says he specializes in capturing, and this is the key part, beautiful and unique moments for clients.
Which made me think, maybe those beautiful and unique moments people want captured are often these exact small things we're talking about.
Could be. Just seen through a different lens, maybe. Or like someone deciding this moment is worth keeping.
Yeah, consciously saying this matters.
It really highlights that there's a skill, a craft involved in taking those transient things, a look, a feeling, the light.
And giving them a form that lasts. Making them tangible.
Exactly. It kind of validates the idea that these small things are significant enough to warrant preserving.
The source even gives his contact details for anyone interested. Mobile is +1 548 881 1012 and email somkiat.sae@gmail.com.
Right, for people in that area looking to capture their own moments or projects.
So this really brings it all together for you listening. It feels like a dual invitation. First, it's an invitation to consciously, maybe deliberately, notice that quiet poetry in your own ordinary day.
Those specific sights, sounds, feelings, the texture of your life.
Yeah. And second?
Well, second, it's recognizing that if a moment does feel special, if it resonates,
then what?
Then there are ways, like photography or videography, skills like Mr. G has, to deliberately capture it.
To keep it, to preserve that feeling, that wonder beyond just the instant it happened.
Right. So it's about both noticing and potentially holding on to it.
Which leaves us with a thought, I suppose, thinking about your own day, today perhaps.
What small, ordinary moment? Maybe something easily missed.
What moment might you choose to pause and really notice? Maybe even find its own hidden poetry.